When we started in 1982, we were 7 male nurses. 7 male nurses at CHARL Nursing College. You know what? It is funny, when you're in nursing, it's not a case of you're a male and this is a female. It's about teamwork. And it's about the love and respect and the outcomes based for your patient. And I think that is what's actually more your focus area in life. It's not about I'm a male, I'm better than a woman, or a woman is better than me. It's about your patient. I think the patient is not surprised. The patient is looking for a service and the patient wants the outcome at the end. And they actually feel comfortable. If your approach with them is to ensure their dignity and respect them, that you will have a very good outcomes. This is a challenging career. It's a stunning career. And if you really feel that you can make a difference in somebody else's life, go for it.
I work in intensive and cardiothoracic intensive care unit up here at St George's Hospital. Yeah.
Okay, and when did you get started?
I started a bit late. I was after matric, it was 1995. I went to the Navy for about just under a year. I spent about 5 years in IT. And then my mom passed away and left us a little bit of an inheritance, and I thought, okay, well, what can I study? I actually wanted to be a doctor. So I redid my matric to better my marks, and that still wasn't good enough to get accepted. So I'd also been doing a bit of surf life saving, so there was lots of first aid. And then my dad also used to be a male nurse back in the day, way back. So I knew that they had the BCO program at NNMU, or then it was still UPE, so I did a couple of first aid courses, an EMT course, and then there was an emergency first aid course I did in Cape Town, and the Friday night you did a bit of practical in Tygerberg's casualty. So I thought that's going to be the place that'll let me know if I'm going to enjoy nursing or not, because obviously you see all sorts of weird and wonderful things. So did that, loved it. I enrolled beginning of 2003, and yeah, I've got a Netcare bursary, went to Greenacres for a while. I left there for a bit, worked in the clinics, corporate. I was in their ICU, and then I came over here, and yeah, really enjoying it. Yeah, I've always been a bit of a trauma bunny, so I really enjoy trauma and a little bit of adrenaline, you know. So the thing I like about intensive care is it involves a lot of new technology. They're always upgrading and doing things better. So you get to focus on looking after your patient in a holistic way, but you've also got to have your wits about you, and you get to work with really, really cool technology. So I enjoy that.
Hi, I'm Norman Young. I'm an auxiliary nurse, a skilled psychiatric nurse now for the past 44 years. I was 16 years old when I started nursing at the Elizabeth Duncan Hospital. I now work for Life Healthcare, 14 years. The reason why I went into psychiatry was my mother died of a psychiatric problem, and I didn't know. She only trusted in me, and I didn't know what was going on with her, and I used to bunk school at break times and give her medication to her because she wouldn't take it from anybody. So when she passed on, they told me it was due to the baby's birth and that. So I went and applied by the Duncan. I started there on the 1st of September 1970. And it took me 4 years before I could identify my mother. And what we know today is postnatal depression, so I just felt, okay, this is where I want to be. I started my psychiatry at Fort England Hospital, but then was called up for the army. Arrived in the army, was sent back again because they needed me at the Duncan. Went back again to Fort England, and they called me back again to the army, and I was in the army for 2 years at One Mile Hospital, also psychiatry.
My name is VIRGIL, and I've been working for Life Healthcare for the past 7 years by now. I started here as a porter. I completed school in 2005, and thereafter I was actually working as a cleaner at my cousin's place, and then from there I became a porter at Life Healthcare, and thereafter my mission was to go further than being a porter. I think for me, completing school wasn't just completing school, but I know I must have something behind my name. And with Life Healthcare, they give the opportunity to actually advance your career. So I've actually internal I applied internal to become an ENA. That was in 2010. I started my ENA course, and I was very glad because it's not easy when you do something. There's many challenges, especially like outside in your family, in your communities. There's many challenges, and I actually applied, and then I was actually accepted. Not that I was lucky, but I was blessed to be accepted because many people, they apply, but they're always negative, and I apply because I know there's something that I want to do. It's not just a job, it's a career, because there's mentions in terms of people normally stay nurses, stay gay and all these things, and became a morphe. That happened to me, my family, because when I actually applied to become a male nurse, there was those verbalized words, you'll be a morphe when you go for nursing. But for me, I didn't actually put my mind on what people think about my career, because for me, I actually abolished those negative words and set my mind on what I want to become one day. Because people will say you must do this, you must do this, but if you don't have the love for it, you'll never cope with it one day. And I completed my ENA course in 2011, and currently now I'm working in the oncology department, which is mainly for cancer patients. For me, I put my mind on, it's not just about the disease, mainly it's about giving your life to a person. Working in oncology is not so easy, because you must also give emotional support to your fellow patients, not only the patient but to the family as well who's been there. And sometimes people forget about the family, because the family is also in that emotional support, but there's nobody who's there for the family. And I'm the only male nurse currently now in SIYO.
Yes, job satisfaction. It's a big thing, job satisfaction for nurses, isn't it? Yes, we have job. The satisfaction is there because you want to see the patient in pain. He doesn't know what's going on, and what is wrong to be corrected, and to see that your patient leaves there a better.
And are you quite a clearly an organized person if you work in theatre?
I would like to think so, yes. We have organized chaos.
Oh, okay. I'm ZANDISILE MAGOGO from Life McIntyre Hospital, working there in a medical ward, looking after the males. When I started in 2007. Studied at Life College. I practice most of the time in McIntyre. It wasn't so easy when I started. We were 40-something on the class, and there was only 2 male nurses, and it happened that I was a bit uncomfortable when I started. I didn't know much about nursing. Only thing that I knew was that a person will go to hospital and then get help, then you go home. As I was growing up, there was something saying to me, I need to be in a field where I will be able to look after to help the other people. So it happened to be nursing. Yeah, it requires lots of passion, especially in medical work, because it's the most sick people with no information, some of them, of their maybe diseases or so you need to be a nurse at the very same time, you need to be an educator, at the very same time you need to be a social worker, because the family needs you there, to be there. You have to adjust to them, to all of them, be able to give the information, you have to know all the different diseases that are there in the world, so that you can be able to teach them and how to maybe take care of them. Yeah, it requires lots of passion, lots of love, lots of human respect.
I started nursing right after, basically matriculated 2005. From Transkei, I went to Joburg for greener pastures, as they say. Then I worked as a delivery boy in Westgate, some big mall in Joburg. Then managed to get some few funds, did some computer course. After that, managed to secure a job and was a merchandiser, went up to being a sales trainer, went up to being a sales manager at ABSA, and then decided, nah, I've always wanted nursing. I've always wanted something that will actually make me feel my impact, and I've always wanted to do something for people, not for businesses, so to speak. So I then enrolled in MMU, did my nursing, and came to Mercantile, well, St. George's, Life St. George's, then transferred to Mercantile. Currently I'm at Life Mercantile ICU. So with the people, you really get to see your effort being appreciated. When you meet the patient saying Green Acres after a few months, you're thinking, wow, the patient still recognizes you, and they actually appreciate you and thank you, and, they show gratitude. Then you really feel that now you've done something very well. Oh. Well, unfortunately, yes, there's those that we can't really control in terms of elongating their life stay. But in any case, when that happens, it's because it has happened. It is beyond control. But those who then tend to survive it, it's rewarding when you see them walk.
It's actually difficult when you're married and to do a nurse and to study as well. It's very challenging. It's almost like you have to set certain things apart. And when I got married, went to work in a factory, Shutterproof. Was a team leader. The movie Catch Me If You Can. I did all those things. I was a factory operator, machine operator. I went to Health and Record, was a consultant there. Went to BLS. I went to another factory, Eberspacher. Was a team leader there. Then I went applied for the BA course, which is done here at Bird Street, but that time it was LD Center, opposite Provincial. Did the course there, got the job for Burnmed, which I enjoyed, but it didn't stop there. We normally drop the guy there, the patient there. Then after that, you don't know what's really happening to the patient. So that interests me. I applied for nursing, got into nursing, and it's like a pair of new shoes. You enjoy the walk, ma'am.
I finished school in 2001 and then started to work at a hospital as a porter in theatre, and the theatre I used to know was the Opera House. So I didn't know really what's happening in the theatre. So I was a porter there for 3 years, then went to do stock controlling in the pharmacy. Then I went to assistant stock controller in theatre again, back to theatre. And then applied for nursing. It was the biggest thing I could do in my life by doing that. The hospital I did my training in, the practical, I was the first male nurse to finish the 4 years in that hospital. Worked there for 10 years, came to Life St. George's Hospital now for almost 3 years. Started off in theatre, then in medical. And then I went to the training department where I'm now for almost a year.
Okay.
Working with 4 other ladies in the office.
And the reason why you chose nursing?
I always had the passion for people, for the human body. And if I think of when I did nursing now, I mean, nursing is dynamic and it's always changing. You never stop. You never stop. You learn every day. You never stop learning.
I started here in the complex in St. George's Hospital in 2004. When I started working, I was a cleaner in the kitchen. And then from there I became a supervisor in the kitchen. And then from there when I got interested in working in theatre, with no history of working in theatre. And then I became a porter here. And then from there on, I studied to be a nurse.
And how long, when did you qualify?
I started, it's been an on and off kind of a thing, because I studied for 1 year and then came back and worked and started another year. I finished almost half 6 months, 7 months now. Yeah.
And then what was it that attracted you to theatre first?
Okay, most of the time when you see theatre, you see it on TV. You don't walk to these doors except if you're a patient or you are qualified to work here. I don't know, it was just fascinating for me to work, to be in this environment, and I'd say I've learned more than I expected.
Well, when I finished, well, in the middle of matric year, my mother asked me, what do you want to do next year? I said, I don't know. I said, probably study something. She said, okay, do you have any ideas? I said, no. I said, why don't you try nursing? So I said, okay. Didn't think I could do nursing, but I applied for it. Eventually got accepted at university, did my 4-year degree. I started working at the hospital up the road in 2002. I worked there for a couple of years, 8 months in the recovery room. I found it very boring. I said, can't I do something else? And then I eventually got moved into theatre and I started scrubbing. Did a bit of everything, orthopedics, general, gynae, euro, everything. Then I eventually got tired of that hospital and I came to St. George's. I was working about a year and then I asked for volunteers who wants to work in open heart. That was going to be opening up almost 5 years ago. So I put my hand up, I said, okay, I'll do it. And yeah, I've been doing it ever since.
Stressful?
It used to be more stressful when I went from not knowing anything to now I can scrub for a bypass, valve replacement, and all that stuff. It's not as stressful. The stress is now as other things.
Started nursing in 2007. I was a porter at CHARL Hospital in Uitenhage for a year. And then I had the chance to be studying nursing, so I did 2 years and then the bridging course. So started the nursing diploma, general nursing science. And yeah, I know from my first year at college, I wanted to work in theatre. And as SIYO also said that it's difficult, you see it on television and you just know you want to go and work there. And I like the bloods and the gore and everything. And so when I finished my 4 years, they said to me I must go and work in pediatric ward. So I said to them, no, I won't work there. So I came here to Peter and I just showed up at the door and I said I want to work in theatre. So yes, won't post. Yeah, it's a lot stressful, definitely I can say that. And the women can become a little bit difficult and very demanding, but it's a job I love very much.
My dad's very, I don't know what the word is, old school. So I finished school, I said I wanted to do nursing, no way. And then I just fiddled around for a few years, and then when I had saved enough money to go to varsity, I did that on my own. I was at varsity for 2 years, and then I went to go and work at a trauma unit for about 4 years, and then I finished my studies after.
And how did you land in theatre?
I always wanted to end up in theatre. It's interesting. And when I got the opportunity to work at St. George's Theatre, I grabbed it.
And the type of work that you do?
Mostly in orthopedics and a little bit of neurosurgery.